Hi everyone, it's so good to see you here tonight. If you are here with us in person or on Zoom, it's wonderful to share this evening with you. If you're in Zoom, I cannot see you, but don't worry. That doesn't mean we don't appreciate your presence. I'm really delighted to be here with Matthew Shifrin. This is a workshop performance of his new one-man show. I don't even know what I'm about to hear because literally no one has heard it before, which is part of why we're so excited to be here. In fact, that is one of the key missions of the Boston Festival of New Jewish Music, is to present concerts to you that you simply cannot hear anywhere else, have not heard before, and hopefully we'll hear many times again, because after all, we try to not be just the only time we hear this music, but rather to be a catalyst to get things started. And I am really happy to be here with Matthew. So before we get started, just a couple of housekeeping things. First of all, if you should need to leave the building for any reason, the only exit to use is the one you came in, right over there. So just keep that in mind. That is the way you go out, the way you came in. Number two, this is a free concert, and all of these concerts are free. They are not free to produce. If you'd like to donate to the Boston Festival of New Jewish Music, and you're here in person, we have donation jars in the back. If you'd like to do it online, you can do it through our PayPal, paypal.me/BFNJM, just like Boston Festival of New Jewish Music. And I think Ariel is going to put that in the chat for the Zoom folks too. I'd also like to acknowledge and thank the folks who have already helped us make this possible up until this point. Of course, the Boston Synagogue, our hosts, and of course the CJP and J Arts, who have been so generous with their time and resources for us ever since we've begun. And now I am done, because after all, we're not here to listen to me talk about funders. We are here to listen to Matthew sing. And so with no further ado, Matthew Shifrin, the stage is yours.
Before I begin, could we please silence all cell phones, pagers, beepers, buzzers, whatever that makes noises when you don't expect it to? Just before we begin. If we could just all silence our cell phones, that would be lovely. Let me know when that is done, and I'll start. Great. "You need a haircut," exclaims my grandmother, touching the top of my head with her small, puffy hands that always smelled like a strange mixture of Manischewitz and mothballs. "Mein kleine grüne Cactus," she says, "you're just too prickly." "Cactus, Grandma?" "Matele," she says, "I'm not one for writing memoirs, but I wrote these stories, and they're true stories. They're stories about my life, and I thought that one day you might want to make some songs out of them. But Matele, do me a kleine favor. When you make songs out of these stories, make sure that they have some Yiddishkeit in them." "But, Grandma, I don't even speak. I don't know. I don't know how to cantor. How am I supposed to?" "Oh, Matele. You don't need to know how to cantor to sing in Yiddish. And Grandma, what's Yiddishkeit anyway?" "Where was I, Matele? Oh, did you know you need a haircut, my dear boy?" My grandmother, Chaya Rabinovna Shifrin, lived a long and happy life. And in honor of her life and the stories that she told, I decided to turn her recollections and my recollections of her into some songs. So I sat down to write one and realized that I had a little bit of a problem. "As a child, I learned some Hebrew, just enough to read a book about Sherry, the big llama who taught a kid how to cook. Well, they kept kosher, they made Shabbat dinner together, the llama even helped him coach his Torah passages for his bar mitzvah. It was all Jewish, very, very Jewish. So when writing a song in Yiddish, I thought, how hard could it be? Just kvetch and oy vey, it'll all be okay, and then I'll get off scot-free. The only minor detail I overlooked, you see, I don't actually speak any Yiddish. I guess it's time to invest in a rhyming dictionary. You see Freidel, an edel meidel, in a vedel kleidel, gegest a bagel. Whoa. Bagel does not rhyme with Freidel. What if her name was Fagel? Gegest a bagel, und is die Tegel, und sie die Fagel. Fine. Is the Tegel und sie die Fagel. So I find a book on Google. It's from 1931. Naum Stutschkows Die große Wörterbuch von jiddischer Sprach, to be specific. And I think, hooray, I found it! Thesauruses are fun. No, really. A pity when I click open, turns out it's a picture of text. Computers can't read it, but I really need it. Oh, whom can I turn to next? Lichtig, menken den zichtig, und das ist richtig, wie eine Zippel. Who needs a Zippel in their lives? You don't. None of you. You know why? All that Zippel's gonna do, she's gonna make your heart dripple. Poor little Zippel, gegessen that Zippel mit seiner Lippel. Fine. Ist that Zippel mit seiner Lippel. So I visit a Braille bookstore, the Braille Superstore, just to take a look and see. From Amharic down to Zulu, they must have something for me. Despite their most thorough researching, alas, an unfortunate twist. They checked every crevice from borscht to Bashevis. Yiddish Braille! Braille in Yiddish? It simply does not exist. Maren, menken den Karen, und das ist Lehren wie eine... Oh, I give up. I know! Yodlaloivi, yodlokaini stuki, yodlalo... Was can I say? Yodlalo, I give out! Yodlalo, ich bin alt! Yodlalo... So this song won't end in Yiddish, and that's fine. Soll sein. That means, so be it. Soll sein. Matale, says my grandma, it's your first day of school. Why are you so sad? Well, Grandma, the teacher, I don't know how I'm going to make friends there, Grandma. I say, the teacher, she always says, oh, look over here. Oh, watch and learn. Look at this, look at that. I can't do any of that, Grandma. How will I make any friends? Oh, matal, listen, says my grandma. Now, imagine this next song from her perspective. When I came home, first day of school, I cried and told my dad, the kids don't want to talk to me. How did I make them mad? I tried to ask them, wanna play? But they barely said a word. My father gave me this reply. It's one you've often heard. watch and learn. That's just the way you do it, watch and learn. There's really nothing to it. I know I might sound stern, but you'll be much smarter if you watch and learn. Now, when your dad was little, he was very, very smart. Won science competitions before they'd even start. When working on a problem, he said, "Mom, my brain feels fried." My father's words came back to me. You'll know how I replied. Watch and learn. That's just the way you do it. Watch and learn. A squid can surely do it. I know I might sound stern, but you'll work much harder if you watch and learn. Now, look how big you're getting, and your dad bought you a bike. I rode one when I was a girl. I'll teach you if you like. Now you'll say, "Grandma, I can't see." Yes, I know, but hold my hand. Come on, we'll steer together. So then you'll understand. Watch and learn. Just watch those raindrops glisten, watch and learn. Or you can touch and listen. I know I might sound stern, but you'll be much smarter if you watch and learn. And you'll work much harder if you watch and learn. So, you're a self-starter if you watch and learn. I came home from school one day to find a cassette tape sitting on the counter. "Matele," said my grandmother's voice, "meine kleine grüne Kaktus. Could you do me a kleine favor, Matele? I wrote an essay, an assignment for my English class about a glorious day at the seaside. But ich habe a kleine problem. I can't type it up on the computer, so I recorded it on this cassette tape. Could you please type it up for me? And oh, by the way, I made some pie, but please make sure to clean up after yourself after you have some. Siluju." And so, ahead of me lay an impossible mission. A Herculean task of translating grandmother's essay from English to English. Please pardon the clamor of grandmother's grammar. Her glorious day at the bitch is made more confusing by words she is using. I'll demonstrate that little switch. So a beach has sand. It is a sand beach. 8 foot in the water, its legs are flop. Did you feel those gross gevalje smashing on the breg? Did you feel the train stop? The kipper was keeping the slipper from sleeping. The sheep worked in shipping when sips started seeping. The peels started pilling. The meals all got milling. When fleets went and flitted, my feet snugly fitted. The sand is so warm and so rich. What a glorious day at the bitch. So, let's see, that translates as, As the waves lap the shoreline, I imagine I'm drifting. As the breeze brushes past me, it's enticing, uplifting, just the brine and the sea, and the sand lending a tired soul a helping hand. As the fish fly together and the sunbeams caress me, I'm relaxed, I just lay there, all my troubles can't stress me, as I feast on a ripe, juicy peach. What a glorious day at the beach. Now, Grandma wrote, When I went to shul, father was cantor, jidel mit dem Fiddle, das Kind war tot. I should learn to schwimmen besser. I now late to class, you should use a pool float. A Blitz mit der Rudder is making me shudder. Ik grab for a rock at the edge of a dock. Und ich sehe a haifisch, a größer haifisch. A man looked like mobster, was eating a lobster. His suit had impeccable stitch. What a glorious day at the beach. While some children are digging and creating a castle, all the people are come here. There's no rush, there's no hassle. We've all come here to bask in the peace. Sit there in wonder and feel release as a man grills a hot dog on a barbecue's fire, and the boy's kite is soaring, flying higher and higher, and perfection feels almost in reach. What a glorious day, a euphorious day, what a glorious day at the beach. So, after I finished typing up grandmother's essay, I helped myself to a big piece of pie. Per my grandmother's wishes, I proceeded to wash her dishes. Grandma still wasn't back, I won't lie. I got all in a tizzy, called her cell, but the line was busy. So I thought to myself, well, what's the most thrilling, mesmerizing, mind-boggling, soul-expanding place that any self-respecting grandma would love to go to? And then I knew exactly where she was. I wandered past the wines. They're quite expensive, though. She just drinks Manischewitz. She wouldn't touch Bordeaux. Won't buy a juice or soda. Too much sugar, I suppose. Could be buying a filet in Trader Joe's. I wandered past the snacks. She'll be here for a while. She treats herself to ice cream, then she eats it in the aisle. And if you find her late at night amongst the Tangelos, then you'll know she's run away to Trader Joe's. I asked for some assistance. What's she wearing? No idea. She's plump, petite, and Russian. Oh, that's easy. You can find all of our Russian-speaking customers. You can find them all in aisle 14. Yeah, that's great, but there's so many little grandmas here. Oh, dear. Well, I wandered towards the back where all the samples are. Likes trying out new flavors, so I guess she can't be far. She could be trying pretzels or some deviled eggs. Who knows? If it were me, then that's where I'd be. In Trader. Hey, kid, you trying to get to the free samples? Here, grab my elbow. And then I heard them. Introducing the chorus of Russian grandmothers. My grandson builds new race cars. My grandson finished Yale. Well, mine writes songs for pop stars. Mine just got out of jail. No matter where our grandkids live, whose grandkid did what first, we guarantee, just wait and see. We'll feed them till they burst. Try, yes, давай. Many samples you must try, the pivai. Many samples you must try. Oh, try their dill falafel, it's crunchy, really great. Вы что, it tastes so awful. I have to watch my weight. If ever we go missing, не бойся, don't worry, have no fear. Who needs a mall? Pfah! When samples call, you'll find us all right here. Oi, try, there you die. Many samples you must try, the pivai. Many samples you must try. Oh, try their beef carnitas. I need some bedtime tea. Yeah, I have diabetes. My stomach's killing me. I hear the store is closing. It's time to go, I fear. We're getting old, and dinner's cold. At least we made it here. I try, ay, ay, ay. Many samples you must try, ay, ay, ay. Many samples you must try. Free samples. Free samples. Now, getting Grandma back home, that was a whole other problem. We had to walk, and Grandma didn't know which way to go, and neither did I. Empty space everywhere, wandering aimlessly, not knowing where you began. Empty space everywhere, wandering aimlessly, not knowing where you began. Go down to take the tea, as loud as hell should be. This is what it feels like every day. Things all flow together, flow away. Trying hard just to fit in, adapt. Always feeling claustrophobic, trapped. All the streets feel the same. Cars flying out at you. Wrong step, you might be dead. Maybe you're almost there. Help me! Somebody help me! I'm losing myself in this city. I tried. I can't find where I started. And that's just where I wanted to be. Trying to find someone. Too many people here. I scream, but I can't get through. Everyone sounds the same. So many people you can't breathe. This is what it feels like every day. Things all flow together, flow away. Trying hard to find a person fast. Always feeling like my chance has passed. Help me! Somebody help me! I'm losing myself in this city. I tried. I can't find where I started. And that's just where I wanted to be. Trying to follow them. Why would they hide from me? What if they're always there, but I've never noticed them? Never knowing what it is you'll find, always on the edge. Grandma was born in 1924 in Volkowisk, a small shtetl in Poland. And though there were no cacti in Volkowisk, her nickname for me, mein kleine grüne Kaktus, comes from a certain German song. Blumen im Garten, so 20 warten, die Rosen, Tulpen und Narzissen, seh ich Leute, vielmehr auch heute, ich habe kleine Wissen. Mein kleiner grüner Kaktus steigt draußen nach Balkon, holleri, holleri, hollero. Wie denkt sie, was die Rosen, wie denkt sie, was der Mond, holleri, holleri, hollero. Und ich gemein Gesicht, die Ungetübe spricht, ich bring mein kleiner Kaktus und es sticht, sticht, sticht. Ei, mein kleiner grüner Kaktus steigt draußen nach Balkon, holleri, holleri, hollero. Jodlali, jodlali, jodlala, jodlali. Well, people grow gardens with lots of flowers. They're always watering and cheering. Well, they enjoy it. That's not my hobby. I found a plant that's more endearing. My little greenish cactus relaxes on my ledge. Holleri, holleri, hollero. Who cares about the roses or how they trim their hedge? Holleri, holleri, hollero. And if a person blabs or makes unsavory jabs, I'll grab my little cactus and it stabs, stabs, stabs. Ouch! My little greenish cactus relaxes on my ledge. Holleri, holleri, hollero. While I was sleeping, there came a beeping. It's 5 a.m., who could be calling? It was Miss Haber, my next-door neighbor. The tale she told me was enthralling. I've heard you have a cactus. You treat it very well. Holleri, holleri, hollero. Today, while I was walking, your little cactus fell. Holleri, holleri, hollero. It hit me in the face. Your plant is a disgrace. Please move your little cactus to some other place. Be wary of your cactus. Your plant has brought me woe. Holleri, holleri, hollero. I'll never move my cactus. That plant should bring her woe. Holleri, holleri, hollero. Martha, said my grandmother, her eyes lighting up with recognition. Martha, thank you. you got me home. Now that you're older, Matale, I'll tell you a story about the war. When I was your age, my cactus, I had to get someone home too. Bring him back to his parents. I was in Minsk, and the Nazis were invading, and my teenage friends and I, we decided to hide in the woods. And suddenly, Matel, I found myself taking care of this 5-year-old kid, and he was just as stubborn as you. And so then, I had to figure out all these different stories to tell him, to convince him to come on this train with me, Matel. Here's a piece of paper that I found. Is it a secret code? Will you help me crack it? In Hebrew, it says karka, which means ground. No matter what lies ahead, we'll try for all we're worth. We're going to the center of the earth. See that creature boarding our wagon. All its talons glint in the light. Maybe it's a dinosaur, even a dragon. Hope it's not hungry tonight. I'll go out, find something delicious. Young explorers must be well fed. Fish and meat and vegetables are much more nutritious. How about we start with some bread? Oh, don't be scared. I travel there a lot. Come on and take my hand. We can go together. We'll see how many dinos we can spot. No matter what lies ahead, we'll try for all we're worth. We'll make it to the center of the earth. And now, you may be wondering, well, what happened next? Did Grandma get the kid back? And then what? Yeah, she got the kid back. She got him home, and then she was a young student after the war in Soviet society. And now this song is an imaginary conversation between Grandma and some important historical figures. Quote, every kitchen maid must learn to run their country. End quote. Vladimir Lenin. Товарищ Lenin, Vladimir Ilyich, with all due respect, well, if my soup boils over, or if I'm running late, or if I'm cooking for 2 guests and suddenly there's 8, I'll be extremely anxious. I'll be extremely stressed. Find someone else to govern and put them to the test. Lenin responds, Dear Chaya Rubinovna, your thinking is too bourgeois. You must seek self-improvement. You simply want to sit around and jeopardize our movement. And if you are too anxious to do your duty right, I'll find a much less anxious maid who won't put up a fight. Okay then, find yourself a less anxious maid. Go find yourself a new one to pick on. But stop haunting me. Go away. Did someone say haunting? A shadowy figure appears. Quote, a phantom is haunting Europe. The phantom of communism. Karl Marx. Karl Heinrikovich, with all due respect, you think that wearing bow ties is making you look cool? Your father's name is Herschel. Your grandpa ran a shul. The Torah with your program is something you just said. Your mascot is a phantom. So communism's dead? Meine Frau. No need to be dramatic. No need to be euphoric. My German's very classical. I'm being metaphoric. The phantom is fictitious. If workers all unite, we'll smash the bourgeoisie to bits. For now is unser Zeit. More eye in sight, Mädel. Give me a real Yiddish eye. Now both of you, listen up. The workers are united. The bourgeoisie is through. You'll have a little kleiner problem, but you haven't got a clue. The maids won't serve a purpose. The phantom's lost his job. So how will you repurpose them, you socialistic snub? Or rather, I should say slobs. At this point in the exchange, Marx and Lenin wilt, and with a despondent expression, say to Haya Rubinovna, if we would like a future that's bright and communistic, you're right, Haya Rubinovna, we must be realistic. We only have one phantom and kitchen maids galore. Unless he is polygamous, we're gonna have to snore. Quote, the ends justify the means as long as there is something to justify their ends. Leon Davidovich Trotsky. Oh, Trotsky, you're here too? Grandma yells, get out of here! Scram! I'm sick of you! Go away! Oh, Victor! Victor, is that you? No, Grandma. It's me, Martala. Oh, mein kleiner Kaktus. Martala, what about the ocean? Grandma, what ocean? The ocean. Victor, I was on the train, and it was going so slowly. Did you feel it stop? And Victor, please, hold my hand. Sometimes, Grandma would have nightmares. Martele, mein kleine grüne Cactus, Grandma would say, and then stare off into the ocean that only she saw. As I grew older, Grandma's past and present began to converge, and that's what this song is about. My grandma's mind is like an ocean, and all her thoughts just ebb and flow. If you travel out too far, you can't find the shoreline. You won't know where to go. Sometimes you walk along the water. A funny story floats ashore. If you don't give it a look, you know she'll forget it. You won't find it anymore. Does she know she's confused, or is she unaware? Does she know who I am? Does she actually care? Does she know she's confused, or is she unaware? Does she know who I am? Does she actually care? Perhaps I'm being too dramatic. Sometimes it's difficult to see how the currents and the tides make space for each other. They all flow into one sea. They all flow into one sea. Grandma flowed away in February of 2018, and I wasn't able to adapt all of her stories into songs. But at the time, I was studying at the New England Conservatory, and Hank Snetsky, my professor, gave me a song in Yiddish, and about 3 different kinds of Yiddishkeit. And as soon as I heard this song, Grandma's voice spoke loud and clear in my head. Matele, she says, you don't have to be a cantor to sing in Yiddish. You don't have to, but Matele, please, do me a kleine favor and get a haircut. This song is about 3 different cantors. This cantor comes to this village, and he cantors and cantors, and then 3 different cantors are competing, and they're giving their opinions. And the Litvak cantor says, oh, well, he was delicious. His cantering was like meat and fish, and And then the next one, the Galicianer, he says, oh, it chilled me to the core and touched me to the bone, and it was so musical. And then the American, you'll see what the American does. Is gekommen vor nach Hause in den Amerikaner Städte, da of Shabbos to audition for a position. Is gekommen her, die 3 schönste Bälle im Licht von Tempel. They came to hear him daven, to give a sample. One was a Litvakel, the second one a Galicianer, and the third one an Americaner. Ruft sich oben der Liedwackel, ruft sich oben der Liedwackel. Lied mit dem Fiedel, mit dem Bass, in sehr Hasen, hat gedavend, als ich geschmack mit Fleisch und Fisch, geschmack mit Bull, bitch mit Salz, geschmack wie Heringe mit Schmalz. In sehr Hasen, hat gedavend. Ruft sich oben die Galicianer. Ruft sich oben die Galicianer, is mit Emitzen steige, sogar klappt die Zeuge und die Korn mit die Karte und die Haare mit die Beine, oi, ist gazen, goed gedavend. Ruft sich op die Amerikaanse Ruft zich op die Amerikaanse is he a gazen? Well, he live down and Davent. Does he have a dreidel like a matzo ball knödel? Does he have rhythm? Does he have rhythm? Nobody can beat him. Well, you should have been in a temple when the Nochazen gave a sample. He sang, it's smug boy Shabbat, Nazabat, Naschenka, it's smug boy Shabbat, Naschenka, and the congregation gave the cantor an ovation. And then they had a fine collation. And as an encore, here's a Yiddish lullaby. In the corner of the temple sits a widow all alone, and she sings to her son, Yiddele, Yiddele, there will be a goat beneath your cradle. He will watch over you. You'll become a rich merchant. You'll sell raisins and almonds. But until then, Yiddele, sleep, sleep. In dem Bes Kamigdoch, in a winkel cheder, sitzt die Almone Bastion allein. Ihr ben Jochil Jilen, singt sie gescheder, und singt sie zu schlafen, alle edle schön. Unter jedes Wiegele steht ein klarer Weißsiegele. Das Siegele ist gefahren handeln. Das wird seiner Beruf. Rosinkes mit Mandeln. Schlaf sie jeder, schlaf sie jeder, schlaf sie jeder, Some quick thank yous. Thank you so much to the Combined Jewish Philanthropies of Greater Boston's Arts and Culture Community Impact Grant Fund for making this musical possible. Thank you so much to the Boston Festival of New Jewish Music for giving me a place to perform this. Thank you so much to my Yiddish translators, Barry Goldstein and Sonia Hamlin. Also to Kiran Navy at Duxbury Braille Systems for creating Yiddish Braille. Thank you also to Monty Kovler for his insights and criticism and all of his compositional insight. And that's that. Go have fun.